Hello. Welcome to Feast or Fired, a 20 years in the making TNA podcast where we jump back 20 years and watch the old Total Nonstop Action Wrestling shows. We're currently in the Asylum years with the second show ever on June 26, 2002. I do have a small correction I need to make from last week because I think I said they were in Nashville, Tennessee, and that was not correct. They're in Alabama. And they were in Alabama because they were both taped on the same night. Anyways.
Ouch.
Sorry. Where are you going?
Over here.
Why, is it picking me up?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Now I have to, be uncomfortable.
Oh, shush. Okay. So, as always, Brian, my wife Mel.
Hi.
I'm the wrestling fan. She's new to this sort of stuff.
Still not a big fan of it yet.
Oh, well, it's a much better show than last week.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. I will do the rundown, and she will give her commentary where she sees fit. That's how we're doing this. All right, so we got the opening of the show where we got a recap of what happened in the previous week, where it's mostly covering stuff that has to do with Jarrett. And they have it says it's just him being a jerk for the most part. And then they also give us an idea of what the matches are going to be tonight. Though the focus is definitely on the final match, which is the X Division 4-man round robin tournament for the X Division Championship. All right. With that, unless my wife has something to say about the opening,
I didn't put anything down for the opening.
Right.
I don't remember.
All right. Okay, well, we'll get straight into the action with match number 1 being Double J Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Hall. Just so you know, I will give you chances like that if you want to say anything in between there. That's what the little pause will be. If not, then I'll just keep going.
Okay.
All right. Before the match actually starts, with Jarrett out there alone, he does blame Fargo and Toby Keith for him not winning the Battle Royal the previous week for the NWA World Championship.
I don't know how the Johnny Cash wannabe had anything to do with his losing.
If you recall, it's because Fargo put Jeff Jarrett as the number 1 entrant into the Battle Royal. That's why he's blaming him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, Toby Keith made sense to me because Toby Keith was the one that, threw him out of the ring. Like, that made sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm confused about the Johnny Cash wannabe being blamed.
Okay. All right. Scott Hall comes out. He's flanked by Fargo and Toby Keith. So it's 3-on-1 against the heel. So the heel's overcoming the odds here.
I really didn't realize Toby Keith was a wrestler, but things you know now.
I noted last week that the back and forth between Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett was one of the highlights of the match. They're really good here too. Really makes it look like both these guys are bigger, on the bigger end of stardom, which makes a lot of sense because they're two of the main people that have a lot of name power going into this program.
Oh yeah, one's the owner, or the owner's son, or whatever.
Okay.
Well,
this is true. At the time, yes, the Jarretts owned the company.
I was paying attention.
Jarrett starts off looking Weasley, with Hall mocking him, as Hall tends to, because he is kind of just that kind of guy. But, Jarrett kind of returns in favor with a takedown and some smacks across the back of the head. During the match, Hall throws Jarrett out of the ring at one point, he's right next to Keith and Fargo. And for whatever reason, even though he's got these two guys right here next to him to distract him, when Hall comes to bring him back into the ring, it still works out in Jarrett's favor.
I'm not sure what time you're talking about. Is that after Eyebrow Pierce saves?
No. I'm just going down some of the events of the match.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're referring to.
I did notice during this match, it was like when it first became apparent to me that there's just random fades out and then back in. I was wondering if there were commercials that just don't air because, we're watching it on demand, but like I never thought of it before. I guess I wouldn't know unless I watched them back when they were weekly pay-per-views. But it doesn't seem to cut anything out of the match because it comes right back to where it is. At one point, both of them are down for double 10 count, and I don't know why, but Toby Keith keeps swiping in the ring at Scott Hall for some reason. I don't know what his goal was.
I think he was trying to push the rope to him because I thought one time it was like
no, he was way too far away, and he's not. This is where they're both down on their backs.
Oh, was it? I thought
yeah.
The one time I remember him doing it, I thought it was whenever Sunglasses had cough drops down. Cough drops is Hall, by the way. Sunglasses is Jarrett, maybe? I don't know.
All right.
I'm vaguely learning their names.
Finish comes with Scott Hall going for the Razor's Edge on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett gets pulled down from that by K-Crush, who interrupts. While that is all going down, Brian Christopher comes out to take out K-Crush because they have their feud going. And during this distraction, Toby Keith gets in the ring, hits a low blow on Jarrett, and Scott Hall gets the victory.
Oh, you're talking about the time that Johnny Cash wannabe and Toby Keith hit Sunglasses in the crotch with the rope, right? With the
Okay, you're mixing up matches. That didn't happen in this match.
I thought it did.
No. Toby Keith came in and hit a low blow on his own on Jeff Jarrett in the center of the ring.
Oh, yes. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. I am mixing it up.
Okay. Match itself, fine, in my opinion. Granted, I don't like too much when the faces are cheating to win. But I've watched TNA for years. It's something I'm kind of used to, so that.
Doesn't that make them heels then?
You would think, but that's just not how TNA writes its stuff. I'm gonna skip the part about the next segment, because it didn't matter. Then we got our next match, which was a really stupid squash match. The competitors, Cheeks versus Frank Parker.
Oh, you're talking about Disco Ball and Leather Vest. I didn't wrong
right now?
Yeah.
Cheeks was the extremely overweight black
man.
man.
Disco Ball.
Is that what you called him?
Yeah.
I don't think we see much of him.
No, because like when he came out, he was like wearing all shiny stuff, and he had like this cute little girl next to him. So it reminded me of a disco ball and the 70s.
Whatever. All right.
Mind you, I was born in the 90s, so like I don't know how it reminds me of the 70s.
Ed Ferrara gives out an actually really funny fat joke saying that Cheeks hails from 3 different towns. I found that funny.
I didn't even know
we get a pretty standard start with Parker trying to knock Cheeks down, and Cheeks just does not move. This match gets basically sidetracked because of the woman that came out during one of the matches last week randomly. Her name is apparently Alicia, and she's out there just like talking to the ring announcer Jeremy Borash. I don't know why.
Oh, I thought wasn't she the manager? I thought she was the manager.
She was not a manager. She's just down there randomly.
Okay, I totally thought that they said that.
But she's not a manager.
Okay, I thought they did.
She has not been connected to anyone.
She just gets money randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, after the match, Borash hands over money for some reason, but the actual match ends with a pretty standard big splash from Cheeks to pin Parker. Cheeks gets the victory.
It's a very small, short match.
Okay, we get an announcement from the commentary team that next week is going to be a tag team championship tournament. And then we get a recap for the Brian Christopher and K-Crush feud that was set up last week. Then moving on, match number 3 of the night. really is a more action packed one. There really isn't much story segments in this episode. And really, honestly, with how this is going, if I had seen this episode first, and last week's episode followed this, last week probably would have been a fired from instead of a feast. So
What did I?
so much this week's was so much better than last week's by leaps and bounds.
Oh, yeah. Last time I said it was a fire, didn't I?
Yeah, you said you didn't like it.
Well, there was no action. It's TNA, and there was like little.
We
to
had
no...
there were 5 matches though.
Okay, yeah, but most of it was them talking about God knows what. I have paid attention.
It was mostly bad matches, but
Yeah, not very good.
Anyways, match number 3 of the night: K Crush versus Brian Christopher.
Yeah, I did change his name during this one.
All right.
Instead of Ivory.
Brian Christopher gets the NASCAR guys coming out with him, so it's the odds are against the heel again. Commentary makes an attempt to try to sell this as a good thing. Actually, well, no, you get like the heel announcer trying to sell the babyface as a bad person for this, even though his actual comments make sense.
Oh, yeah, that's normally how that works.
That's what Don West often plays the heel announcer, so we'll be getting more from Don West in the future.
All I know in this one, this is the match that made me change eyebrow pierce to Eddie Gordo, because like both him and Sean Austin look alike, came out like dancing.
Yeah, Brian Christopher has basically done like I'm a weird dancing guy gimmick ever since he was in WWE, known as Grandmaster Sexay. So
weird. Okay, whatever.
But no, but K Crush uses some of that stuff during his matches as well, which is more what made you change your mind about what you should call him.
It did.
Some of the spots that I really liked, there was a reverse bulldog. There was a reverse bulldog that Brian Christopher was delivering to K Crush, and to reverse it, he as he went to leap to pull him down, Crush pushed him out and he sent him crotch first into the opposing corner, which I thought was a pretty cool spot. We get to see Brian Christopher do like a Hulk up in this match, which is basically when you're getting hit and he gets like fired up. Late in the match, the NASCAR guys crotch K Crush on the middle rope as he's climbing through it.
That's the one I was remembering.
Yeah, this is the moment when that happened. He gets put back into the ring, and Brian Christopher goes up for his top rope leg drop for his finisher. Apparently, it hurts more if he wears the goggles because he had to make sure he got those on. But Brian Christopher wins, and another face wins due to interference from.
This match This one pissed me off because Eddie Gordo saved Sunglasses in his match against his foe person, and then Sunglasses didn't even come to help Eddie Gordo, and I was like, what? No.
To translate, because K Crush showed up in Jeff Jarrett's match to interfere, and but Jarrett didn't come out here. She's upset about that.
I am.
Not gonna try to explain it. Doesn't really matter.
Explain it to me or explain it to everybody else.
I'm not gonna try to explain it at all because it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing to explain, in my opinion. All right, match number 4 of the night is our lingerie battle royal.
On the right side, at least she can walk in heels this time, or walk this time.
All right, I didn't catch most of the characters' names. I know Francine was out there, and so was Alexis Lurie, who is the future Mickey James. There were a few others.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I did ask the question, what is the point of this if there's no women's title? I don't know why you need a contract.
I think it's a contract for like a line of something.
We'll get to what the contract's actually for.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they didn't give us rules or anything either. They didn't tell us it was over the top rope and they just happened to be wearing lingerie, or if it was a strip to eliminate. But we got our answer real fast once it started because they started stripping each other.
No, they did. They did say.
I don't remember them ever
Mhm.
saying what the rules were.
They said it before Chick That Can't Walk on High Heels came out. They said that it was the one with the most skin loses.
That doesn't make any sense.
It made sense to me. I understand that if you show more skin, you are out. I didn't realize that they would be wearing
Okay,
pajamas.
usually though, when like in WWE when they have a bra and panties match, which is essentially the same thing. You have a match where two women need to be stripped down to their bra and panties. They'll just say, once you're stripped down to your bra and panties, you're eliminated. That's what they needed to say.
Oh yeah.
I didn't catch anything that gave me the. Maybe I wasn't listening. Worry about her. All right, I didn't keep track of the eliminations. So I didn't care. Francine pretended to be really upset when she was eliminated, and Ed Ferrer went over there to pretend to console her, but really was just copying a feel. She feigned going down to perform fellatio, but instead took his belt and started whipping him, and I said that was the best part of this entire match. During the match, I noted that the like PJ tops and bottoms that were getting pulled off were ending up in the crowd, and the fans look extremely happy to have them for some reason.
I wouldn't want those. Those are ugly pajamas.
Yeah.
Get me cute ones, and I'd be happy.
The winner was Taylor Vaught, I think her name was. I'm not absolutely positive on that, and it wasn't until after the match they finally mentioned that this was a valet invitational. So this is the first point in time they were telling us that this was for people who would be working as a valet for someone else. A valet just basically means walk.
Oh, like that cute girl with disco ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. All I know is that
Bobcat was her name.
I guess.
Oh no, wait, no.
No,
We'll
Bobcat is the other one.
All right. Next, we'll get the Bobcat after that. Anyways, so Taylor Vaught was the winner. Moving on, we had to have the interview girl Goldilocks to interview Apollo, but this gets interrupted by Apollo's opponent for the night. His valet Bobcat spoke for him for the most part, and then the interview got cut short just because it turned into basically women yelling at each other.
Yeah, but Goldilocks was nice about it. She's like, "I'm cutting this. Or I'm done. Bye."
Yeah, hopefully we get to see some more, some sort of personality from Goldilocks besides just a wet blank. Okay, match 5 of the night: Apollo versus David Young with Bobcat.
Yeah.
During the match, oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say his nickname is Oi Shorts because it looks like his shorts has Oi instead of DY or whatever. That's all I have.
Okay. I know during the match, Bobcat just is outside of the ring, showing herself off to the audience and sitting down in Jeremy Borash's lap just to flirt. For the most part, the earlier part of the match is mostly a back and forth, but the majority of the match does turn into David Young having control over Apollo. And for whatever reason, Young keeps letting Bobcat flirting outside the ring distract him. At least the first time, if not the first couple of times that happens, it doesn't actually cause David Young to lose control of the match. But it does when at the end of it, for whatever reason, he hits his finisher and just doesn't go for the pin. Instead, he wants to go yell at Bobcat. So for whatever reason, he's now suddenly distracted when he spent almost 2 straight minutes beating up Apollo. Instead of going for the pin, he just ignores it. So he loses. He loses after Apollo hits his finisher. Young is dumb.
Yeah, that. And I didn't really have anything outside of Oi Shorts, which is funny.
Following this, Setting up for the next match, Joel Gertner's in the ring explaining why he's with the Rainbow Express, and even though they're heels, it actually was a pretty good rant about gay acceptance and to introduce Lenny and Bruce.
Wait, they're heels?
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
They're so cute.
Like
Their dynamic is cute.
I understand, but like 2002, this is still back in a time where like
oh yeah,
you can use just gay as a gimmick to be a heel.
that's never mind.
It's dumb.
I was gonna say something else, and I was like, no, that's
well,
going too far.
They also sell it way over the top. So.
Well, that's why I asked, are they actually gay?
I don't know. I do think Lodi, the third person that's in the Rainbow Express, is gay in real life, but I don't know for sure. I know him and Lenny Lang all both come from WCW.
I mean, I guess it's none of our business.
I guess it's none of our business either. I don't know enough about Bruce to say anything about him one way or the other. But there are plenty of wrestlers who aren't gay who've played gay characters too, so.
True. I mean, I guess wrestlers are kind of like actors.
Well, there's Rico and then Billy and Chuck, all kind of the gay gimmick, but not as far as I know.
Well, like I said, if you think about it in a way, they're actors and.
Yeah, just. Anyways, what the match was supposed to be was a tag team match between Stan and Bo Dupp, the Dupps, versus the Rainbow Express. We do find out that apparently the Dupps just will not wrestle the Rainbow Express because they don't want to get out there those dirty homosexuals.
Well, they're trying to be, good old redneck boys.
Yeah, and I think the Dupps are supposed to be heels too, so.
Really? Oh, you know what? Never mind. That makes sense.
All right. So instead, we get a real quick switch as we see Chris Harris and James Storm get recruited to go out and fight the Rainbow Express themselves. So this is where we get the formation of America's Most Wanted, though they're not calling them that yet.
Yeah, I didn't realize who these two were because like they were normal clothes.
You saw them a week before. James Storm did a tag team match where he was teamed with Psychosis, and then Chris Harris was in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, I didn't realize that at all, and I don't even remember what I nicknamed Chris Harris.
So during the match, selling the whole gay thing, the Rainbow Express do things like when they tag in and out, they do it by kissing the back of their partner's hands.
That's so cute. Adorable.
They also do like the pinning with their crotch almost in their opponent's faces, that sort of stuff.
Sorry.
We get a it's a pretty good match. I did note that the like sort of modified Boston Crab that Lenny Lane was using was called the Tiger Tamer, which I found really funny because if you look at him the right way, he does kind of look like Chris Jericho, whose similar move was called the Lion Tamer.
Okay, that's not rainbow shorts. That's pigtails, right?
I mean, their shorts were identical.
I understand that, but one has pigtails, which is why I nicknamed him Pigtails.
And which also was sort of something Chris Jericho used to do with his hair, so.
Okay, weird, but okay.
Well, he was the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay.
All right. For most of the match, we got James Storm playing the babyface in peril. He does finally get a hot tag that has Harris come in. We have quite a bit of chaos going on with all four men in the ring during that point in time. Storm eventually gets Bruce out of the ring. One of the finish comes with Lenny doing a roll-up on Harris. Harris kicks out of that roll-up to knock Lenny into Bruce, who's on the apron. When he gets knocked back, Lenny comes back. Harris rolls him up and gets the pin, and we have America's Most Wanted winning their first match together.
Did you just say the apron?
Yeah, the apron is it's basically that it's like that sheet that's around the outside of the ring that covers the side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, if you're standing on the edge, they usually say you're standing on the apron.
Oh, okay. Never heard that before, but okay. Again,
All right.
not a wrestling fan.
Next, we get a hype segment, basically, for Ken Shamrock being the NWA World Champion. I assumed early on that this was probably setting up his first contender for the belt, which I was correct. We got James Mitchell interrupting, telling him that he's on a mission from God to control the World Championship, that he wants Ken Shamrock to fight one of his disciples.
I'm a little annoyed at the disciple he picked.
Why?
Because that wasn't who I wanted.
Okay, let me finish and see if you're remembering this correctly. So, James Mitchell does call Slash out, but this is a distraction.
Oh, okay.
Malice sneaks in from behind to attack Ken Shamrock. James Mitchell and basically announces that Malice is going to be the one that takes him out, or that's going to be challenging for the belt.
Then yeah, I misunderstood.
And we have security coming out because Malice won't stop choking Shamrock. But for whatever reason, they seem to be completely ineffective at getting him off Shamrock.
He's a big dude.
That's true, but I've seen bigger guys held apart by security. It's just selective ability for the sake of the story.
I mean, at this point in time, it kind of seems like piss poor storytelling some of the times.
Welcome to TNA.
Fair enough.
All right. Then, final match of the night, the X Division Championship between Gary Lynn, AJ Styles, Psychosis, and Low Key. The match is round robin, which means we'll get two people starting in the ring. When one is pinned or submits, they get knocked. They are placed by the next person. If you are pinned or submitted 2 times in this, you get completely eliminated and can no longer enter the match. All right, there is a comment. The commentary that the Flying Elvises are mad that they won the previous week against 3 of the entrants. But apparently the justification for this was that before their 6-man tag match, it was already determined who was going to be in this 4-man tournament.
I don't understand why they couldn't change it, but I don't know.
I think Don West mentions that he feels like they could have changed it, but they decided not to.
I mean, I guess if they.
So this did make me realize that actually all 4 men in this tournament lost the preview. Just, building up to a championship match. Of course, every person in the match needs the week before. Welcome to TNA.
I mean, I guess it's their redemption, huh?
Honestly, these 4 people are probably the better competitors out of all the ones that we saw last week that could have been in this. So I don't blame them for putting these guys in it. Anyways, the starting 2 is AJ Styles and Psychosis. It was a very quick to the first pin with a Styles clash getting Psychosis pinned and Low Key replacing him. This has one of these back and forth between these two, which was still rather short, but we had one of the coolest moments in the entire match where AJ Styles leaps from his back to hit her Hurricanrana on Low Key.
All I know is that Low Key was really fast.
He was with AJ Styles in this little segment. They were kind of reckless, because I did also note that there was a move where they were both on the corner. They rolled back off of it, and it looked like they both landed on their heads doing so before Low Key put AJ Styles into a submission. But being so close to the ropes.
Would you give me that
Kick out. Eventually, I don't know. I wrote face plant for Low Key pin, but Styles does get the pin on Low Key. Then we have Jerry Lynn come in, immediately hit a package pile driver on Styles, and Styles gets pinned. And then now we have Jerry Lynn in the ring with Psychosis.
I feel like that and Psychosis really didn't last that long, personally.
One thing I noticed when I had noticed while I was watching this match was I kept on thinking, man, with his build, his hairstyle, and his attire, I could easily mistake Jerry Lynn for like current day Kenny Omega.
I don't know who that is,
I
so
know you don't know who that is, but they look so much alike and dressed really similarly. So it's just really weird to me that I have that thought randomly.
well, it's not fair that you had that thought because I don't even know who it is.
This was another really. It was a little bit more. This was a little bit more than what we had seen before, but Psychosis does get eliminated with I believe, another package pile driver. Loki comes in to replace it. I do note that the commentary is really doing a good job selling the X Division as something special during this match, and this is one of the longest stints between two individuals until it comes down to Styles and Jerry Lynn for the.
I think Loki was
But
pretty reckless.
Loki and Jerry Lynn had a lot of really back and forth.
I think Loki was kind of reckless because he had his mouth like bleeding at one point.
That doesn't mean Loki was being reckless. During any point in time in the match, he probably just caught his lip a little and cut it on his teeth. Happens a lot in wrestling. It's not something to be concerned about.
Looked painful.
Oh, it probably hurts a bit, but it's not that bad. I've had that happen myself.
Doesn't change the painfulness.
Really not as bad as you think. It does end up with Loki getting pinned, bringing it down to Styles versus Lynn, where Styles needs to get 2 falls on Jerry Lynn to win, versus the 1 fall Lynn needs to get on Styles. Of course, Styles with the slight advantage of coming in after resting for a bit. They also noted that Ricky Steamboat was going to be out for the final fall, but I would think he should have been in at this point, just because if AJ Styles was pinned, then Jerry Lynn wins. But we don't get that until AJ Styles pins Jerry Lynn for the first time, then Steamboat's out. Overall, it's a lot of real close calls, a lot of back and forth, big moves.
No.
It really gives AJ Styles that phenomenal nickname that he's carried with him for 20 years now.
And that nickname would be
Phenomenal. He's the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Oh, is he? Would you stop
Yes.
with the dang cord?
I was putting quotations around phenomenal.
Oh, well, I have a Bulbasaur in my face. I can't see you.
We get a twisting swanton that is called the spiral tap off the top rope for the final pin on Jerry Lynn, and AJ Styles is our first ever X Division champion.
I mean, this match lasts like at least 10 minutes, like between those
Oh no,
two.
this match was
Between those
probably
two.
almost a half hour.
Between those two?
No, I mean the entire match.
I meant between those two specifically.
Just those two specifically?
Stop with the cord.
Even before the first fall, I think at least 15 minutes. It was easily half the match. Was just these two after the other two were eliminated. But that was an excellent match. I know there are other really, really good X Division matches coming in the future, especially with Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels once they get in the mix.
Ricky Joe.
But yeah, that is the end of the show. We just basically got our celebration, and next week we know there's a tag team tournament, but that's about it.
Oh, and Malice versus Sideburns.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Malice versus Ken Shamrock for the NWA World Championship. So, sweetheart, thoughts on the show?
I mean, I'm still annoyed with the whole Eddie Gordo and sunglasses thing, but
All right, feast or fired? Would you give this an basically thumbs up or thumbs down?
I would give this one a thumbs up because there's
feast.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more action than the last one. Like whenever I think TNA, like Total Nonstop Action, yes, there was some stops, but like I understand that.
All right. I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up with Feast. So it's a double feast this week. It was an excellent show overall.
Minus my one little thing
And
that I'm
I'm
upset about.
looking forward to more. Just TNA. TNA really has some amazing talent, especially in its early years, and I am loving it. So hopefully you guys can join us next week. We'll do the tag team tournament and see what else there has to offer. But until then, thank you for hanging out. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And
Have a
if
wonderful
you
night.
have any questions for us, leave them down below, and we can get to them in a future Feast or Fired podcast. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and keep wrestling.
Bye.